The Law of Cause and Effect, Creating Your Reality. Written and published by Ciro Irmici. Feel free to subscribe for more content. Now let's get into the book. Introduction. The Power of Cause and Effect, How We Shape Our Lives. Have you ever stopped to think about how the smallest decisions can ripple out into your life? Maybe it was that day you chose to take a new route to work, and it led to meeting someone who changed your life. Or perhaps it was a time when you decided to break an unhealthy habit, and suddenly, everything started improving. These moments aren't just coincidences. They're reflections of a powerful universal law at work, the law of cause and effect. At its core, this law is simple. Every action has a reaction. In other words, everything we do sets into motion a series of events that shapes our future. Think of it as a cosmic chain reaction, where each of our thoughts, words, and deeds sends ripples out into the universe, eventually returning to us in some form. Understanding this law gives us a profound insight. We are the creators of our reality. Now let's pause for a moment and let that sink in. You have the power to shape your life starting from this very second. Every decision you make, whether big or small, matters. When we start becoming more aware of the choices we make and the energy we put out, life begins to respond in amazing ways. The law of cause and effect shows us that our current situation, whether it's our relationships, our career, or our health, is not just happening to us. It's the result of our past thoughts and actions. And here's the exciting part. If we don't like where we are, we can change it. This book is about empowering you with the knowledge and tools to take control of your life. We'll explore how this universal law operates and how you can use it to your advantage. You'll discover that by understanding cause and effect, you can break free from limiting patterns, create healthier relationships, and even manifest the success you've always dreamed of. But this isn't just about lofty ideals or abstract concepts. We're going to get practical. You'll learn how to apply these principles in real, everyday situations, because the law of cause and effect doesn't just work in grand, life-altering moments. It's in the small daily choices we make, how we respond to challenges, how we treat others, and even how we speak to ourselves. And here's where it gets truly exciting. Once you become conscious of this law, life becomes a thrilling journey of creation. You'll start to see how every choice sets off a chain of events, and with that awareness, you'll be able to shape the life you truly want. Throughout this book, we'll dive deep into the different aspects of the law of cause and effect. We'll look at how it influences your relationships, your career, your personal growth, and more. Together, we'll uncover practical strategies for aligning your thoughts and actions with the life you want to create. By the end of this journey, you'll be equipped not only with knowledge but with the inspiration and confidence to take charge of your life. You'll understand that no matter where you are now, you can set into motion new causes that will lead to the results you desire. So, if you're ready to take responsibility for your reality and start creating the life you've always dreamed of, let's begin this journey together. Your future is waiting, and it all starts with the choices you make today. Chapter 1. The Foundations of Cause and Effect. Imagine for a moment that life is like a giant web. Each thread you touch sets off vibrations that travel across the web, affecting every part of it. The actions, decisions, and even thoughts you contribute to this web create ripples, which in turn influence what comes back to you. This is the essence of the law of cause and effect. At its heart, this law is incredibly straightforward. For every action, there is a corresponding reaction. It's not just about what happens on the physical level, but also what occurs in the realms of thought, emotion, and energy. Whether you're aware of it or not, every choice you make, whether it's something as simple as choosing to smile at someone or as complex as changing careers, sends energy out into the universe, which eventually comes back to you in some form. But understanding this law goes beyond just knowing it exists. It's about recognizing how deeply intertwined it is with every aspect of your life and how it can be used to your advantage. Cause and effect in action. Let's take a look at a simple, everyday example of cause and effect. Think back to a time when you've been kind to someone even in a small way. Maybe you held the door open for a stranger or complimented a coworker. Did you notice how their mood shifted? That's cause and effect in action. Your act of kindness, the cause, created a positive reaction in the other person, the effect. Now let's take it a step further. That person, feeling uplifted by your kindness, might go on to perform their own small act of kindness for someone else. And the cycle continues, creating a ripple effect far beyond your initial action. This works on the negative side too. If you've ever let frustration or anger get the best of you, you've likely noticed how that energy comes back. Maybe you snapped at someone and they responded in kind. One negative moment often breeds another. The key takeaway here is this: whether positive or negative, every action you take produces an effect. And the effects you experience in life are a direct reflection of the causes you set in motion, consciously or unconsciously. The subtle forces at play. What's fascinating about the law of cause and effect is that it doesn't just operate on the obvious physical level. It's also deeply tied to our thoughts and emotions. Our internal world is constantly sending out energy, which influences the outcomes we experience. If you're harboring negative thoughts or limiting beliefs, for example, those thoughts will manifest in your reality in ways you might not immediately recognize. Let's say you have a belief that nothing ever works out for me. If you hold on to this thought long enough, it begins to shape your reality. Maybe you start to notice more failures or missed opportunities. But this isn't just coincidence, it's the law of cause and effect in action. Your belief, the cause, creates situations, the effects, that reinforce that belief. On the flip side, when you cultivate positive thoughts and focus on what you want to achieve, you set in motion a chain of events that aligns with those intentions. The law of cause and effect rewards positive causes with positive effects, though they may not always manifest immediately. The key is to remain patient and persistent, trusting that your efforts will eventually yield results. Taking control of your life. Here's where the law of cause and effect becomes a powerful tool for transformation. Once you understand that your actions and thoughts are the causes that create your reality, you can start making intentional choices to bring about the results you want. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life just happens to us, that circumstances are beyond our control. But the truth is, we are constantly creating our lives through the causes we set in motion. Whether it's in relationships, health, finances, or personal growth, the choices we make today determine the reality we experience tomorrow. This means that if you're not satisfied with your current situation, you have the power to change it. The first step is becoming aware of the causes you're currently putting out into the world. Are they aligned with the life you want to create, or are they leading you in a direction you don't want to go? The power of small causes. It's important to remember that not every cause has to be a grand gesture. Sometimes, the smallest actions can create the biggest effects. Think about planting a seed. At first, it seems insignificant, just a tiny speck of potential. But with time, water, and sunlight, that seed grows into a massive tree. The same principle applies to the choices you make. A small act of kindness, a single shift in mindset, or one new habit can set off a chain of events that leads to profound change. The key is consistency. Over time, these small causes compound, leading to big results. Living with intention. So how can you start applying the law of cause and effect more intentionally in your life? It all begins with awareness. Start paying attention to the causes you're setting in motion, both through your actions and your thoughts. Ask yourself, are these causes aligned with the reality I want to create? If the answer is no, don't worry. The beauty of this law is that it's always at work, which means you can start making different choices at any moment. By setting more positive causes into motion, you'll begin to see positive effects in your life. It may not happen overnight, but with time and consistent effort, you'll start to notice the shifts. Conclusion. You are the creator of your reality. The law of cause and effect is a reminder that you are never powerless. Every day, with every choice you make, you have the opportunity to create the life you desire. By becoming more mindful of the causes you're setting into motion and aligning them with your goals and values, you'll start to see the effects unfold in your favor. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into the choices you make and how they shape your life. You'll discover how to align your actions with your true intentions, ensuring that the causes you create lead to the outcomes you desire. Remember, every action you take today shapes your tomorrow, so let's start creating with purpose. Chapter 2. Every action has a reaction. How choices shape your reality. Every day we make countless decisions, some small, others life-altering. We often don't give these choices a second thought, but the reality is that every action you take sends ripples through your life. These ripples are the effects, and they reflect the causes you've put into motion, whether consciously or unconsciously. The law of cause and effect teaches us that nothing happens by accident. The life you are living today is the result of the decisions and actions you've taken up until this point. This may sound overwhelming at first, but there's immense power in this realization. Why? Because it means you're not at the mercy of external circumstances. You are, in fact, the architect of your life. With this understanding, you can begin to make more deliberate, aligned choices that shape your future in positive and fulfilling ways. The impact of daily choices. Let's start with something simple. Imagine you wake up in the morning and decide to hit the snooze button. It feels harmless enough, right? But that choice sets off a chain of events. By snoozing for an extra 15 minutes, you may find yourself rushing to get ready, feeling frazzled and stressed before the day has even begun. Perhaps you skip breakfast or forget something important, and as a result, your day continues in a chaotic or disorganized way. Now, think about an alternative scenario. You wake up with your alarm, take a moment to breathe deeply, and get out of bed with intention. You take the time to eat a healthy breakfast and prepare for your day. That choice sets a different series of events into motion. You start your day feeling centered, focused, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Neither choice is inherently right or wrong, but each leads to vastly different outcomes. The lesson here is that even the smallest, seemingly insignificant decisions have the potential to shape our day, and over time, our life. The domino effect of actions. It's not just the small daily choices that matter. Larger, more significant decisions create even more profound ripple effects in your life. Think about the last major decision you made, whether it was moving to a new city, changing jobs, or ending a relationship. How did that one choice alter the course of your life? The truth is, every decision is a domino that sets off a chain reaction. When you take one step in a new direction, it leads to another opportunity or challenge, which then leads to another, and so on. Often, we don't realize the full impact of a choice until much later, but the cause is always there, shaping the path ahead. This is why it's so important to make decisions from a place of awareness. When you understand that every action has a reaction, you begin to consider your choices more carefully. You start asking yourself, what will this decision lead to? How will this choice impact my future? Conscious versus unconscious decisions. A key factor in the law of cause and effect is whether the choices we make are conscious or unconscious. Far too often, people go through life on autopilot, making decisions based on habit, fear, or societal conditioning, rather than from a place of clarity and intention. When we operate this way, we often end up feeling stuck, as if life is happening to us instead of being something we actively shape. But when you begin making conscious choices, decisions that align with your goals, values, and vision for your life, you'll notice a shift. The effects of these choices are different because they're rooted in your true desires, rather than in reaction to external pressures or unconscious habits. For example, unconscious choice. You stay in a job you dislike because it's safe or because it's what you've always done. The effect. You remain unfulfilled and may even experience stress, burnout, or stagnation. Conscious choice. You decide to pursue a career that aligns with your passion and skills, even if it means stepping outside your comfort zone. The effect. You create opportunities for growth, fulfillment, and long-term satisfaction. The difference is clear. Conscious choices lead to outcomes that reflect your authentic self, while unconscious choices often keep you in patterns that no longer serve you. The role of intention behind every action. What you may not realize is that it's not just what you do that matters, it's the intention behind your actions that holds significant power in shaping the effects you experience. Every action you take carries energy, and that energy is influenced by your underlying motivation and mindset. Let's say, for instance, you offer to help a friend. If your intention is rooted in genuine care and a desire to support them, the energy you put out will likely result in positive effects, such as deeper trust and a stronger relationship. But if your intention is driven by a need for validation or the expectation of receiving something in return, that energy may come back to you in ways you don't expect. Perhaps feelings of resentment or unfulfillment if your expectations aren't met. This is why it's crucial to become aware of your intentions before taking action. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I acting out of love, fear, obligation, or something else? By aligning your actions with positive, authentic intentions, you ensure that the effects you experience are aligned with your highest good. How to make empowered choices. So, how do you ensure that your actions lead to the outcomes you desire? It all starts with awareness and intentionality. Here are a few practical steps to help you make empowered choices that will shape your reality in positive ways. 1. Pause and reflect. Before making any decision, big or small, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself what the potential outcomes of this decision might be. Does this choice align with your values and long-term goals? 2. Consider the ripple effect. Think about how your decision will impact not only you but those around you. Remember, every action has a ripple effect, influencing your relationships, work, and overall life experience. 3. Align with your intentions. Get clear on your underlying intentions. Are you making this choice out of fear or love, obligation or desire? By aligning your actions with positive, authentic intentions, you'll create more favorable effects. 4. Trust the process. Sometimes we may not see the immediate results of our choices, but that doesn't mean the effects aren't unfolding. Trust that the causes you set in motion will lead to the outcomes you're working toward, even if they take time to manifest. Owning the outcomes of your choices. One of the most empowering aspects of understanding the law of cause and effect is recognizing that you are responsible for the outcomes in your life. This might feel daunting at first, but it's actually incredibly liberating. When you fully accept that you are the creator of your reality, you step into a position of power. You realize that you're not a victim of circumstance, but an active participant in shaping your life. This doesn't mean that everything will always go perfectly. Sometimes, despite our best intentions and efforts, things don't turn out the way we'd hoped. But even in these moments, there's an opportunity to learn and grow. Every outcome, whether it's exactly what you wanted or not, offers valuable feedback. By paying attention to the effects of your actions, you can make adjustments and continue moving forward with greater clarity. Shaping your future one choice at a time. The choices you make today are shaping your future. Every action, every decision, and every intention you put out into the world is creating a chain of events that will ultimately define the life you live. By becoming more aware of the causes you set in motion, and by making empowered, intentional choices, you can create the reality you desire. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into the power of intention and how aligning your inner world with your actions can amplify the effects you experience. Remember, every action has a reaction, so let's make sure your actions are leading you toward the life you truly want to create. Chapter 3. The Role of Intentions, Aligning Your Inner World with Your Actions. Every action you take starts with a thought, but deeper than that, every action is driven by an intention. Whether you're aware of it or not, your intentions shape the energy behind your actions, and that energy has a significant impact on the outcome. The law of cause and effect is not just about the physical actions you take. It's also about the invisible forces that guide them. So, what exactly is intention? Simply put, it's the underlying reason or motive behind your actions. It's the why that drives the what. While actions create the outward cause, intentions shape the subtle energy that influences the effect. Understanding and aligning your intentions with your desired outcomes is key to mastering the law of cause and effect. When your intentions are clear, positive, and aligned with your true values, you naturally create more favorable and meaningful outcomes in your life. The power of pure intention. Let's start with the most important concept: pure intention. Pure intention comes from a place of authenticity, honesty, and alignment with your true self. It's the kind of intention that has no hidden agendas, no manipulative undercurrents, and no fear-based motivations. When you act from a place of pure intention, your energy is clear and direct, and the universe responds in kind. Example: imagine you decide to help a friend move to a new home. If your intention is simply to support them because you care, and you have no expectation of receiving anything in return, that's a pure intention. The effect: likely, your friend will feel genuine appreciation and your relationship will be strengthened. You've sent out positive energy and it will come back to you in ways you might not even expect. Perhaps in the form of deeper trust, goodwill, or even someone helping you in the future when you need it most. But let's say you help your friend move because you secretly want to earn their favor or because you hope they'll feel indebted to you. This intention carries a different energy. The effect. You might feel disappointed or frustrated if your friend doesn't respond the way you expected. The energy you sent out wasn't entirely pure, and the effect is less fulfilling. The lesson here is simple. The purer your intention, the clearer and more positive the effect. When you take action from a place of love, kindness, or genuine support, the universe mirrors that energy back to you. When intentions and actions misalign. Sometimes we find ourselves acting in ways that don't quite align with our intentions. This misalignment can lead to mixed results or effects that don't feel satisfying. For example, imagine you're in a job that you dislike, but you stay because it pays the bills. Your intention is to maintain financial stability, which is a reasonable goal, but your actions, going to work every day without enthusiasm or passion, may send out a different energy. This can create feelings of frustration, lack of fulfillment, or even burnout. Your intention, financial security, and your action, staying in a job you dislike, are misaligned, which leads to mixed results. On the flip side, when your actions are fully aligned with your intentions, the effects are often far more powerful and fulfilling. In this case, perhaps the aligned action would be to look for a new job that both provides financial stability and aligns with your passions and skills. This would send out a clear, consistent message to the universe. I'm ready for abundance and fulfillment. And that's the energy that will come back to you. How to clarify your intentions. The first step in aligning your inner world with your actions is getting clear on your intentions. When you know why you're doing something, it becomes much easier to act in ways that align with your true desires. Here are a few questions to help you clarify your intentions. 1. Why am I doing this? Ask yourself what's really motivating you to take a certain action. Are you acting out of love, fear, obligation, or desire? The more honest you are with yourself, the clearer your intentions will become. 2. What do I hope to achieve? Consider what outcome you're aiming for. Are you hoping to improve a relationship, achieve a personal goal, or create a better future for yourself? By identifying your desired effect, you can better align your actions with it. 3. Is this action aligned with my values? Reflect on whether the action you're about to take is in alignment with your core values. If it's not, you may find that the effect you experience feels off or unsatisfying. When your actions align with your values, the results are often more meaningful and rewarding. 4. How will this impact others? Remember that the law of cause and effect doesn't just apply to you, it affects everyone around you. Before taking action, consider how it might impact others. Positive, intention-driven actions not only benefit you but also send waves of positivity into the lives of others. By regularly asking yourself these questions, you'll start to develop a deeper awareness of your intentions and how they shape the actions you take. The invisible power of thought and emotion. While actions are tangible, thoughts and emotions are also powerful causes in the law of cause and effect. In fact, your internal world is constantly creating ripples, just like your outward actions. Your thoughts and emotions are the invisible forces behind your reality, and they play a significant role in shaping the outcomes you experience. For example, if you're constantly thinking thoughts like I'm not good enough or I'll never succeed, these thoughts act as causes that influence your behavior, choices, and the results you manifest. Over time, they become self-fulfilling prophecies, as your actions begin to align with the negative beliefs you hold. Conversely, when you consciously cultivate empowering thoughts like I am capable or I deserve success, you send out a very different energy. Your actions will naturally align with these positive beliefs, and the effects will reflect that positivity. But it's not just about thinking positive thoughts, it's about truly feeling the energy behind them. If you say, I deserve happiness, but deep down you don't believe it, the effect won't be aligned with your intention. That's why it's so important to not only think but also feel your intentions. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all aligned, the effects are far more powerful and transformative. Aligning your inner world with your outer actions. Here are a few practical steps to help you align your inner world, thoughts and emotions, with your outer actions. 1. Cultivate positive beliefs. Begin by examining your beliefs about yourself and your life. Are there any limiting beliefs holding you back? Replace them with empowering beliefs that reflect your true potential. For example, if you often think, I'm not worthy of success, shift that belief to I am worthy of success. Over time, This new belief will start to shape your actions and the effects you experience. 2. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. Notice when you're feeling negative or fearful, and take a moment to shift your focus. By becoming more aware of your internal world, you can consciously choose to align your thoughts and emotions with the outcomes you want to create. 3. Set clear intentions. Before taking any major action, set a clear, positive intention. Whether you're starting a new project, entering a conversation, or making a decision, take a moment to ask yourself, what is my intention here? This simple practice can dramatically shift the energy you bring to the situation and the effects that follow. 4. Visualize the desired outcome. Take time to visualize the outcome you want to achieve. Imagine yourself already experiencing the success, joy, or fulfillment you desire. Feel the emotions associated with that outcome and allow those feelings to guide your actions. The ripple effect of aligned intentions. When your actions are driven by clear, positive intentions, the effects are often far-reaching. You may not always see the immediate results, but rest assured, the energy you put out into the universe is making its way back to you. Think of intention as the seed you plant in the soil of your actions. The more aligned, consistent, and nurturing the intention, the stronger and more abundant the results will be. Over time, you'll begin to see how your intentions shape not only your life but also the lives of those around you. Living with purpose and clarity. Aligning your inner world with your actions is the key to mastering the law of cause and effect. By setting clear, positive intentions and ensuring that your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned, you'll create powerful effects that reflect your deepest desires. In the next chapter, we'll explore how this alignment between cause and effect can be applied to breaking negative cycles and creating lasting change. Remember, the more conscious and intentional you are about the causes you set in motion, the more empowered you become in shaping your reality. Chapter 4. Breaking Negative Cycles. How to change the effects by changing the cause. We've all experienced times when it feels like life is stuck on repeat. Maybe you find yourself facing the same struggles over and over again, whether in your relationships, your career, or your personal well-being. These repeating patterns can feel frustrating, and it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that this is just the way life is. But here's the truth: you have the power to break those negative cycles. The law of cause and effect teaches us that the effects we experience are directly tied to the causes we set in motion. So, if you're finding yourself stuck in a negative loop, it's because the same causes, whether they're thoughts, habits, or behaviors, are being repeated. The good news? By changing the causes, you can change the effects. Breaking free from negative cycles isn't just possible, it's entirely within your control. Let's explore how you can start shifting the causes in your life to create a different, more positive reality. Recognizing the patterns. The first step in breaking a negative cycle is recognizing that it exists. This might sound simple, but often we're so caught up in the day-to-day flow of life that we don't take the time to reflect on what's really happening. It's like driving down the same road every day and not noticing that the scenery never changes. Think about an area of your life where you feel stuck. Is it your health? Your finances? Maybe it's a relationship that seems to always end up in the same arguments or misunderstandings. Whatever it is, take a moment to reflect on the patterns that are repeating. Ask yourself, what situations or feelings do I keep encountering? Are there specific triggers that lead to the same results? Have I seen this same situation unfold in different areas of my life? Once you've identified the repeating pattern, you're already halfway to breaking it. Recognizing the pattern is key because it allows you to bring awareness to something that was previously running on autopilot. The moment you become aware of a pattern, you have the power to change it. Understanding the root cause. Every effect has a cause, and if you're experiencing a negative cycle, there's a cause behind it. The challenge is that these causes often lie beneath the surface. They can be hidden in your thoughts, beliefs, or habits. To break the cycle, you need to get to the root of what's causing it in the first place. Let's take an example. Imagine you're consistently struggling with financial difficulties. On the surface, it may seem like the problem is simply a lack of money, but the true cause might go deeper than that. Perhaps you have a subconscious belief that money is hard to come by, or that you're not deserving of abundance. These beliefs are the root causes that continue to manifest financial challenges in your life. To break the cycle, you have to uncover the underlying cause. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about this area of my life? Are there recurring thoughts or emotions that come up when I think about this issue? How do my actions contribute to this pattern? By identifying the root cause, you can begin the process of changing it, and in doing so, you'll start to create different, more positive effects. Changing the cause, shifting your thoughts, beliefs, and habits. Now that you've identified the negative cycle and its root cause, the next step is to start changing the cause. Remember, changing the cause changes the effect. This process involves shifting your thoughts, beliefs, and habits, which are the primary drivers of the effects you experience. Here's how you can begin to shift each of these areas. 1. Shifting your thoughts. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful causes that shape your reality. If you're stuck in a negative cycle, it's likely that you've been thinking the same limiting or negative thoughts repeatedly. Start by becoming more aware of these thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something like, "I'll never succeed" or "I'm not good enough," stop and challenge that thought. Replace it with something empowering like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I deserve success." Over time, these new thoughts will begin to create new outcomes. 2. Changing your beliefs. Beliefs are the deep-seated causes that often drive our thoughts and actions. If you've identified limiting beliefs that are contributing to your negative cycle, it's time to replace them with new, empowering beliefs. For example, if you've been operating under the belief that relationships are difficult, start adopting the belief that healthy relationships are possible and fulfilling. Affirm this new belief to yourself regularly and watch how it begins to shift your actions and the results you experience. 3. Adopting new habits. Your daily habits are the repeated actions that set causes into motion every day. If you're experiencing negative effects, it may be because certain habits are reinforcing those patterns. To break the cycle, introduce new habits that align with the effects you want to create. For instance, if you're stuck in a cycle of stress and burnout, start incorporating habits that promote relaxation and self-care, such as meditation, regular exercise, or setting boundaries around your work time. Changing these internal causes, your thoughts, beliefs, and habits, won't necessarily create immediate results. But with consistency, you'll start to see the effects shift over time, just like how a small change in direction can lead to a completely different destination over a long journey. Letting go of blame and taking responsibility. One of the most important aspects of breaking negative cycles is taking full responsibility for your role in them. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It means recognizing that your actions and choices contribute to the effects you experience. It's easy to fall into the habit of blaming external circumstances or other people for your situation. But when you do that, you're giving away your power. You're saying that your life is controlled by things outside of yourself. The law of cause and effect teaches us the opposite. We have the power to shape our lives through our choices. When you take responsibility for your life, you reclaim that power. You acknowledge that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. And that response sets a new cause into motion, one that can lead to a completely different effect. Disrupting the cycle, a practical approach. Breaking a negative cycle can feel daunting, especially if it's something that has been ingrained in your life for a long time. But the key to disrupting any cycle is to start small. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Instead, focus on making small, consistent shifts in the causes you're setting into motion. Here's a practical approach you can use to disrupt a negative cycle. 1. Identify the pattern. Start by pinpointing the specific pattern you want to change. Be as detailed as possible about the situations, feelings, and triggers involved. 2. Analyze the causes. Reflect on the thoughts, beliefs, and habits that are contributing to the pattern. What are you doing or not doing that's keeping the cycle in place? 3. Set a new cause. Choose one small change you can make today that will disrupt the pattern. It could be changing a thought, adopting a new habit, or approaching a situation differently. 4. Monitor the effects. Pay attention to how the new cause influences the effects in your life. It might take time to see significant changes, but every small shift creates a ripple. 5. Repeat and adjust. Keep making small adjustments and setting new causes in motion. Over time, these small changes will add up and lead to a complete transformation. The power of consistency. Breaking a negative cycle isn't a one-time effort. It requires consistent action over time. Just as negative cycles are created through repeated causes, positive cycles are built the same way. The key is to keep showing up, even when the effects aren't immediately visible. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't expect to see flowers bloom the day after you plant the seeds. But if you continue to water the seeds, give them sunlight, and nurture them, you'll eventually see the results of your efforts. The same is true when breaking negative cycles. By consistently planting new seeds, new causes, you'll eventually see the positive effects blossom in your life. Conclusion: creating a new reality by changing the cause. Breaking free from negative cycles isn't just about stopping bad things from happening. It's about creating a new reality that reflects your true desires. The law of cause and effect gives you the power to do that. By changing the causes you set in motion, your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, you can create a life that aligns with your highest potential. In the next chapter, we'll explore how the law of cause and effect applies to relationships, and how you can use it to create deeper, more fulfilling connections with the people around you. Remember, breaking negative cycles is within your reach. All it takes is a willingness to change the cause and watch how the effects follow. Chapter 5. Cause and effect in relationships: how our actions shape interpersonal dynamics. Relationships are an integral part of our lives, from romantic partners and family members to friends and colleagues. Whether we realize it or not, the law of cause and effect plays a powerful role in shaping the quality and dynamics of our relationships. Every action we take, every word we speak, and even the energy we bring into our interactions creates a ripple that influences the connections we have with others. Often we think of relationships as something that just happens. We meet people, bond with them, and our interactions seem to take on a life of their own. But the truth is, the quality of our relationships is a direct reflection of the causes we set in motion. By becoming aware of how our actions, intentions, and energy impact those around us, we can start creating healthier, more fulfilling connections. The cycle of interaction, action, and reaction. At the heart of any relationship is a continuous cycle of interaction. One person's action leads to a reaction, which then causes a response, and so on. This back and forth creates the dynamic of the relationship. When we act with kindness, compassion, and understanding, we often receive those same qualities in return. On the flip side, when we act out of frustration, impatience, or anger, we're likely to trigger those responses in others. Consider a simple example. You come home after a stressful day and snap at your partner. Even if your stress had nothing to do with them, your action creates an effect. They may feel hurt, defensive, or even angry. Their reaction, in turn, may lead to an argument or tension. A single moment of negative energy can set off a chain of events that affects the entire relationship dynamic. But what if, instead of snapping, you took a moment to breathe and calmly expressed how you were feeling? The effect would likely be very different. Your partner might respond with understanding and support, creating a positive, compassionate exchange instead of conflict. This cycle of cause and effect is always at play in relationships, even in the smallest interactions. Becoming aware of how your actions and reactions influence others is the first step in creating healthier, more harmonious connections. Emotional causes and their effects. It's not just our words and actions that influence relationships. It's also the emotions and energy we bring into our interactions. People are sensitive to emotional energy whether they're consciously aware of it or not. If you're harboring resentment, fear, or frustration, that energy will affect your relationships, even if you don't express it outwardly. Have you ever been around someone who, without saying a word, made you feel uncomfortable or drained? Or perhaps you've been in the presence of someone who radiates positivity and warmth, and you immediately feel uplifted. That's the power of emotional energy. Just like physical actions, your emotional state is a cause that creates effects in the people around you. This is why it's so important to be mindful of your internal world when interacting with others. If you want to create positive effects in your relationships, start by cultivating positive emotional causes. Practice self-awareness and emotional regulation so that you can bring calm, loving energy into your interactions. Over time, you'll notice how this shift in energy transforms the quality of your relationships. Breaking negative relationship patterns. Just like in other areas of life, relationships can fall into negative cycles. If you find yourself constantly arguing with a partner, clashing with a colleague, or feeling distant from a friend, it's likely that a pattern has been established. A pattern that repeats because the same causes are being set in motion. Breaking a negative relationship pattern requires conscious effort and a willingness to change the way you interact. Here are a few steps to help you break free from negative cycles and create healthier dynamics. 1. Identify the pattern. Start by recognizing the negative cycle in the relationship. Is there a recurring argument or conflict that keeps resurfacing? Are there certain triggers that always lead to tension or frustration? 2. Analyze the causes. Reflect on the causes that are contributing to the pattern. Are there specific actions, words, or emotional reactions that set the cycle in motion? Be honest with yourself. Sometimes, we may not realize that our own behavior is contributing to the problem. 3. Take responsibility. It's easy to blame the other person for the challenges in a relationship, but the law of cause and effect teaches us that we always play a role. By taking responsibility for your part in the dynamic, you reclaim the power to change it. This doesn't mean taking the blame for everything, but it does mean acknowledging your influence. 4. Set a new cause. Once you've identified the causes that are perpetuating the negative cycle, it's time to set a new cause in motion. This might mean responding differently in moments of conflict, choosing empathy instead of frustration, or expressing yourself with more clarity and kindness. 5. Communicate openly. Many relationship issues stem from a lack of clear communication. If there's a pattern of misunderstanding or frustration, try having an open, honest conversation about what's happening. Express your feelings and intentions and encourage the other person to do the same. Breaking a negative pattern doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll begin to see shifts in the dynamic. The more conscious and intentional you are about the causes you set in motion, the more positive the effects will be. The role of forgiveness. One of the most powerful tools for healing relationships is forgiveness. When we hold on to resentment or grudges, we create negative emotional energy that continues to affect the relationship. The law of cause and effect teaches us that holding on to negative energy only perpetuates more negativity. Forgiveness is a way to release that energy and set a new, positive cause in motion. It doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior or forgetting what happened. It simply means letting go of the emotional burden that keeps you stuck in the past. By choosing to forgive, you break the cycle of negativity and open the door to healing and renewal. The effect of forgiveness is profound. It creates space for understanding, compassion, and a fresh start in the relationship. Positive causes in relationships. The best way to create fulfilling, lasting relationships is to set positive causes into motion consistently. When you act with kindness, empathy, and respect, you create a strong foundation for a healthy relationship. These positive causes lead to trust, connection, and mutual support. Here are some practical ways to set positive causes in your relationships. 1. Practice active listening. One of the most powerful ways to show respect and care in a relationship is to truly listen to the other person. When you give someone your full attention, you send the message that they are valued and heard. This simple act can transform the dynamic of any relationship. 2. Express appreciation. Gratitude is a powerful cause that leads to positive effects. Take time to express your appreciation for the people in your life, whether through words, gestures, or small acts of kindness. When people feel appreciated, they're more likely to reciprocate those feelings. 3. Be compassionate. Compassion is the foundation of healthy relationships. Try to see things from the other person's perspective and respond with empathy, especially in moments of conflict or misunderstanding. 4. Communicate with clarity. Clear, honest communication is key to avoiding misunderstandings and resolving conflicts. When you express yourself openly and authentically, you create a space for meaningful connection and mutual understanding. 5. Set healthy boundaries. Positive relationships are built on mutual respect, and that includes respecting each other's boundaries. Setting and maintaining healthy boundaries ensures that both parties feel safe, respected, and valued in the relationship. By consistently setting these positive causes into motion, you'll cultivate relationships that are fulfilling, supportive, and harmonious. Over time, these small acts of kindness, empathy, and respect will build the foundation for deep, lasting connections. Shaping the future of your relationships. The law of cause and effect is always at play in our relationships, whether we realize it or not. Every action, word, and emotion sets a cause into motion that influences the dynamic of the connection. By becoming more aware of the causes we're creating, we can shape the future of our relationships in powerful ways. Whether you're working to break a negative cycle, strengthen an existing bond, or create new, fulfilling connections, the principles of cause and effect can guide you. Remember, you have the power to create the relationships you desire by consistently setting positive, intentional causes into motion. In the next chapter, we'll explore how the law of cause and effect can be applied to career and success, and how you can use it to create opportunities, fulfillment, and long-term achievement. As always, the key is in the causes you set today, which will shape the effects you experience tomorrow. Chapter 6. Cause and Effect in Career and Success. Building Success Through Intentional Action. Your career, like every other aspect of life, is subject to the law of cause and effect. Every action, every decision, and every effort you make sets in motion the effects that shape your professional journey. Whether you're aiming for a promotion, trying to grow your own business, or searching for a fulfilling career path, the causes you create today will determine the success you experience tomorrow. But here's the reality: success doesn't happen by accident. It's not the result of luck or random chance. It's the outcome of intentional actions, repeated consistently over time. And just like in other areas of life, the key to achieving success is understanding how the causes you set in motion impact your long-term goals. The role of effort and persistence. If there's one thing the law of cause and effect teaches us, it's that effort is a key driver of success. In your career, each effort you make, whether it's learning a new skill, taking on a challenging project, or simply showing up consistently with a positive attitude, creates a cause that will eventually yield an effect. It's easy to get discouraged when results don't come as quickly as you'd like. Maybe you've worked hard for months or even years and still haven't seen the breakthrough you're hoping for. But the law of cause and effect reminds us that every bit of effort contributes to a larger outcome, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Think of it like planting a tree. You can't expect the tree to grow overnight, but if you water it regularly and tend to it with care, it will eventually flourish. The same principle applies to your career. Every small step you take, every skill you build, and every bit of effort you invest adds up over time. Persistence is the secret ingredient that keeps the momentum going until your efforts bear fruit. The challenge for many people is staying committed when the effects aren't immediately clear. But trust in the process. Each effort is a cause that will ultimately lead to the success you're aiming for. Taking ownership of your career. One of the most empowering aspects of understanding the law of cause and effect is realizing that you are the creator of your success. It's easy to blame external circumstances when things don't go our way. Maybe you feel like you're not being recognized for your hard work, or perhaps you've been passed over for a promotion. While external factors can certainly influence your career, the reality is that you have far more control than you might think. Taking ownership of your career means recognizing that the actions you take today will shape the opportunities you have tomorrow. If you're feeling stuck in your current position, ask yourself, what causes have I been setting in motion? Are you actively seeking out opportunities for growth, or have you become passive, waiting for success to come to you? Success requires not just effort but proactivity. It means taking the initiative, seeking out opportunities, and pushing yourself to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about being willing to take risks, knowing that each step outside your comfort zone sets in motion the causes that lead to growth and achievement. The power of mindset. Your mindset plays a critical role in how the law of cause and effect shapes your career. If you believe that success is out of reach or that you're not capable of achieving your goals, those beliefs will influence your actions. You may start to hesitate, avoid challenges, or settle for less than what you truly want. These actions, in turn, create effects that reinforce your limiting beliefs, keeping you stuck in a cycle of underachievement. On the other hand, a growth mindset, the belief that you can learn, adapt, and improve, creates a completely different set of causes. When you believe that you are capable of success, you're more likely to take on challenges, seek out opportunities, and put in the effort required to grow. These actions then create the effects that lead to achievement, reinforcing your belief in your own potential. The key is to become aware of the mindset that's driving your actions. If you find yourself holding on to limiting beliefs about your career, challenge them. Recognize that those beliefs are just causes, and by changing them, you can set in motion new actions that will lead to different, more positive effects. Aligning your actions with your goals. One of the most important aspects of success is ensuring that your actions are aligned with your long-term goals. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks of work, but if those tasks aren't moving you closer to your goals, you may find yourself feeling stagnant or unfulfilled. Take a step back and ask yourself, are the actions I'm taking today aligned with the career I want to build? If your goal is to grow into a leadership role, are you seeking out opportunities to develop your leadership skills? If you want to start your own business, are you learning the skills necessary to become an entrepreneur? The actions you take today are the causes that will shape your career tomorrow, so it's important to make sure they're aligned with the direction you want to go. This isn't about making drastic changes all at once. Small, consistent actions that are aligned with your goals can create powerful effects over time. Whether it's learning a new skill, networking with industry leaders, or seeking out mentorship, every step you take in the direction of your goals sets a cause in motion that will ultimately lead to success. Overcoming setbacks. No career path is without its setbacks. You may face rejection, failure, or obstacles that seem insurmountable. But the law of cause and effect teaches us that setbacks are not the end of the road, they're part of the process. What matters most is how you respond to them. When you encounter a setback, it's easy to feel discouraged or to give up. But remember that every response you choose is a cause that will shape the effect. If you choose to view a setback as a learning opportunity and use it as motivation to push forward, you set a cause in motion that leads to growth. On the other hand, if you let the setback define you or stop you from pursuing your goals, the effect will be stagnation. It's important to reframe setbacks as part of your journey toward success. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. By responding to setbacks with resilience and determination, you set in motion the causes that will ultimately lead to greater success in the long run. Creating opportunities through action. Opportunities don't always come knocking on your door. In many cases, you have to create your own opportunities by setting the right causes in motion. This means being proactive, seeking out new challenges, and positioning yourself for growth. For example, if you're looking for a promotion at work, don't just wait for it to happen. Start taking on additional responsibilities, demonstrate your leadership skills, and show that you're ready for the next level. By setting these causes in motion, you increase the likelihood that the effect will be the opportunity you're seeking. Similarly, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to create opportunities for your business to grow. This might mean networking with potential clients, investing in marketing strategies, or learning new skills that will give your business a competitive edge. Every action you take is a cause that sets the stage for future success. The key is to be intentional about the actions you take. Success is rarely the result of luck or chance. It's the effect of the causes you set in motion through consistent, focused action. Building a career through cause and effect. Your career and success are the direct results of the actions, efforts, and mindset you cultivate over time. The law of cause and effect reminds us that success isn't something that just happens. It's the outcome of intentional, persistent actions. By aligning your actions with your long-term goals, adopting a growth mindset, and taking ownership of your career, you can set in motion the causes that will lead to success. And when setbacks inevitably arise, remember that how you respond is just as important as the actions you take. Each decision, each effort, and each moment of resilience adds to the foundation of the success you're building. In the next chapter, we'll explore the butterfly effect and how even the smallest actions can lead to significant, sometimes unexpected, results. Success doesn't always require monumental steps. Sometimes, it's the small, consistent actions that create the biggest effects in the long run. Chapter 7, The Butterfly Effect, Small Actions, Big Results. It's fascinating to think that a small, seemingly insignificant action can create a ripple that eventually leads to massive results. This is the essence of the butterfly effect. The idea that a tiny cause like the flap of a butterfly's wings can set off a chain of events that lead to something much larger and more impactful. In the context of the law of cause and effect, The butterfly effect teaches us that even the smallest actions have the potential to create significant change. Often we think that big results require big actions, but more often than not, it's the small, consistent choices we make every day that lead to profound outcomes over time. Understanding this can radically change how we approach our goals, challenges, and life in general. The power of small steps. When you have a big goal or dream, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You might think that you need to make drastic changes or take massive action in order to see results. But the truth is, success is often built on small, incremental steps. These small actions may not seem like much at the time, but over weeks, months, and years, they accumulate into something far greater than the sum of their parts. Imagine you want to write a book. The thought of writing an entire book from start to finish can feel daunting, especially if you've never done it before. But what if you broke it down into smaller, more manageable tasks? Writing just one page a day might seem insignificant, but after a year, you would have a 365-page manuscript. That's the butterfly effect in action, a small daily commitment that leads to a big result over time. This principle applies to every area of life. Whether you're working on improving your health, growing your career, or building stronger relationships, the small steps you take consistently will ultimately lead to the big outcomes you're aiming for. The ripple effect of small choices. Just like the flap of a butterfly's wings can eventually influence the weather on the other side of the world, the small choices you make in your daily life can set off ripples that lead to significant, and sometimes unexpected, effects. These effects may not always be immediately visible, but over time, they begin to accumulate and shape your reality in profound ways. Take, for example, the simple choice of starting your day with a positive mindset. You might wake up and spend a few minutes practicing gratitude or setting an intention for the day. This small action sets a positive tone for the rest of the day, which influences how you approach challenges, interact with others, and make decisions. Over time, this daily practice can lead to a noticeable shift in your overall well-being and success. Or consider how small acts of kindness can create ripples in your relationships. Something as simple as sending a thoughtful message to a friend or offering help to a colleague might seem like a minor gesture, but it can strengthen your connections and build a foundation of trust and goodwill. These small moments add up, creating a network of positive relationships that support you in unexpected ways down the road. Compound interest of effort. The concept of compound interest is well known in the world of finance. Small, consistent investments grow exponentially over time. But this principle doesn't just apply to money. Your efforts too compound over time. Consider physical fitness. If you go to the gym once and expect immediate results, you'll likely be disappointed. But if you commit to regular exercise, even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes a day, you'll start to see gradual improvements. Over the course of a few months, these small efforts will compound, and suddenly you'll notice significant changes in your strength, stamina, and overall health. The same principle applies to personal growth, learning, and success. Every time you take a step toward your goals, whether it's reading a book, learning a new skill, or taking on a new challenge, you're making an investment in yourself. Over time, these small actions compound, and the effects become far greater than you might have initially imagined. The danger of small negative actions. Just as small positive actions can lead to significant positive outcomes, small negative actions can also have a compounding effect. The butterfly effect works both ways. Small, seemingly harmless habits, like procrastinating, avoiding difficult conversations, or indulging in negative self-talk, can slowly erode your progress and set off a chain of events that lead to bigger problems down the road. Imagine someone who consistently avoids dealing with minor issues at work. Over time, these unresolved problems pile up, leading to frustration, stress, and possibly even larger consequences for their career. Or think about how neglecting small acts of kindness or communication in a relationship can gradually create distance and disconnection between partners. The key is to be aware of how even the smallest actions can influence your life for better or worse. By recognizing the potential ripple effect of your daily choices, you can consciously steer your actions toward creating positive outcomes. Small actions, big vision. One of the most powerful aspects of the butterfly effect is that you don't need to wait for the right moment to take action. Often, people hold off on pursuing their goals because they feel they're not ready or because they're waiting for a big opportunity to come their way. But the truth is, you can start where you are with whatever resources you have, and begin setting the causes in motion that will lead to your success. You don't need a perfect plan or ideal circumstances to start taking action toward your vision. Every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. And sometimes, the effects of those small actions can be far more significant than you initially expect. For example, consider someone who wants to start their own business but feels overwhelmed by the complexity of building a successful company. Instead of trying to tackle everything at once, they might start by doing small things. Networking with others in their industry, learning about entrepreneurship, or offering their skills on a freelance basis. These small actions might not seem like much at first, but they set off a chain reaction. Through networking, they meet a potential business partner, or by freelancing, they gain valuable experience that later helps them succeed in their business. This is the power of big vision, small steps. By keeping your larger goals in mind and focusing on the small, actionable steps you can take today, you create a path toward your dreams. Each small cause you set in motion brings you closer to the larger effect you desire. Trusting the process. One of the challenges of the butterfly effect is that the results of your actions aren't always immediately visible. It can be frustrating to take small steps and not see the effects right away. But the law of cause and effect reminds us that every action counts, even if we don't see the results right away. This requires a certain level of trust. Trust in the process, trust in the journey, and trust in yourself. When you commit to taking small, positive actions consistently, even when it feels like nothing is changing, you're building momentum. And eventually, that momentum will lead to breakthroughs, often in ways you didn't expect. Think about someone learning to play an instrument. In the beginning, it's hard. They might practice for weeks without seeing much improvement. But over time, with consistent practice, something clicks. Suddenly, they're able to play songs that once seemed impossible. That breakthrough didn't come from one big practice session. It came from the accumulation of all the small efforts along the way. In the same way, the small steps you take toward your goals will eventually lead to breakthroughs, even if they're not immediately visible. Trust that the small causes you set in motion today will lead to the big effects you desire tomorrow. Harnessing the butterfly effect in your life. The butterfly effect teaches us that small actions can have big consequences. In the context of the law of cause and effect, this principle is incredibly empowering. It reminds us that we don't need to wait for the perfect moment to make a change or achieve our goals. We can start today, right now, by taking small, consistent steps in the direction of our dreams. Whether it's in your career, relationships, personal growth, or health, the small actions you take every day are setting off ripples that will shape your future. By being mindful of the causes you set in motion, you can create a future that aligns with your highest potential. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and trust that the effects will follow in time. In the next chapter, we'll explore the concept of taking responsibility for your life and how owning your role as the creator of your reality can empower you to make meaningful, lasting change. The butterfly effect is just one part of a larger journey, one that you are fully in control of. Chapter 8. Taking responsibility for your life, owning your role as the creator of your reality. One of the most liberating and empowering lessons from the law of cause and effect is the realization that you are the creator of your reality. The life you are living today, your relationships, career, health, and personal fulfillment, has been shaped by the choices, actions, and decisions you've made up to this point. And this isn't something to fear or feel overwhelmed by. On the contrary, it means that you hold the power to change your future, starting from this very moment. However, this empowerment comes with an important responsibility, the need to take ownership of your life. Taking responsibility means recognizing that the circumstances you find yourself in are not simply the result of external forces or luck, but are shaped by the actions and choices you've made along the way. It means letting go of blame and victimhood, and stepping into your role as the creator of your own destiny. Moving from victimhood to empowerment. It's easy to fall into the trap of victim mentality, the belief that life is happening to you, that your problems are the result of bad luck, unfair circumstances, or the actions of others. This way of thinking removes your sense of control and makes it feel like you're at the mercy of external forces. But the truth is, you have more control than you think. Every action you take sets a cause in motion, and those causes create the effects that shape your reality. While you can't always control what happens to you, unexpected events, other people's actions, or societal factors, you can always control how you respond. And it's in those responses that your true power lies. Think of a challenging situation you've faced in the past. Maybe it was a difficult relationship, a job you didn't enjoy, or a setback in your personal goals. In that moment, it might have been easy to blame someone else or feel helpless. But if you reflect on it now, can you see how your actions or responses played a role in shaping the outcome? Could you have made different choices, responded with more patience, or taken a different course of action? This isn't about placing blame on yourself, but about recognizing that you are an active participant in creating your reality. And the empowering part is that if you don't like where you are, you can change it. Taking responsibility for your life means accepting this truth and using it to take charge of your future. The power of self-awareness. Before you can fully take responsibility for your life, it's important to develop self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to look at your thoughts, emotions, and actions with clarity and honesty. It allows you to see the patterns you've been repeating and the role you've played in creating your current circumstances. Without self-awareness, it's easy to stay stuck in cycles of blame, frustration, or denial. You might tell yourself that things will change when the timing is right or when someone else changes, but in reality, the change starts with you. To cultivate self-awareness, start by reflecting on key areas of your life. Ask yourself, what are the recurring patterns I see in my relationships, career, or personal growth? How have my choices contributed to the current situation? What emotions or beliefs have been driving my actions? Am I waiting for something external to change, or am I actively working to create the change I want? The answers to these questions may not always be comfortable, but they're crucial for understanding how you've been shaping your reality. Once you become aware of your role in the process, you can start making more intentional choices that align with the life you truly want to create. Letting go of blame. Blaming others or external circumstances for your problems might feel comforting in the short term, but in the long run, it keeps you stuck. When you blame someone else, you give away your power to change the situation. You become a passive participant in your own life, waiting for someone or something to fix the problem for you. Taking responsibility means letting go of blame. It doesn't mean ignoring the role others may have played in your challenges, but it does mean recognizing that your response to those challenges is what truly matters. For example, if you've experienced a difficult breakup, it's easy to blame the other person for the pain you're feeling. But blaming them won't help you heal or move forward. Instead, by taking responsibility for how you respond, whether it's seeking closure, focusing on self-growth, or choosing forgiveness, you regain control over your emotional well-being and future relationships. Letting go of blame isn't always easy, but it's one of the most important steps in taking responsibility for your life. It frees you from the past and allows you to focus on what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your choices. Embracing accountability. Taking responsibility also means embracing accountability. Accountability is the willingness to own your actions and the effects they create. It's about being honest with yourself about where you've fallen short, and being proactive in making the necessary changes. Accountability isn't about perfection. We all make mistakes, and we all have moments where we act out of fear, anger, or insecurity. But when you take accountability for those moments, you open the door to growth. You learn from your mistakes and use them as stepping stones toward becoming a better version of yourself. Consider someone who consistently arrives late to work. They could blame traffic, poor sleep, or external distractions, but taking accountability means acknowledging that there are things within their control, such as leaving earlier, creating a better morning routine, or managing their time more effectively, that can change the outcome. By embracing accountability, they empower themselves to make the necessary adjustments and, as a result, improve their professional performance. In your own life, think about areas where you've been avoiding accountability. Are there habits, behaviors, or decisions that you know need to change? Taking responsibility means being willing to confront those areas and take action, even when it's uncomfortable. Choosing your response. The key to taking responsibility for your life lies in recognizing that you are always in control of how you respond. You can't always control what happens to you. There will be challenges, setbacks, and obstacles along the way. But you can always control how you choose to react to those events. Think about a time when something unexpected happened that was outside of your control. Maybe you lost a job, experienced a health issue, or faced a personal crisis. While you couldn't change the event itself, you had complete control over how you responded. Did you let it define you, or did you use it as an opportunity for growth? When you take responsibility for your response, you empower yourself to transform even the most difficult situations into opportunities for learning and growth. You stop waiting for external factors to change and instead focus on what you can do to create the outcome you want. Empowerment through choice. The greatest gift of taking responsibility for your life is the sense of empowerment that comes with it. When you recognize that your choices, actions, and responses shape your reality, you step into a position of power. You are no longer at the mercy of external forces. You are the one who decides what happens next. This doesn't mean that life will always go smoothly or that you'll never face challenges again. But it does mean that, no matter what happens, you have the power to choose how you navigate those challenges. You can choose to learn from your mistakes, rise above setbacks, and continue moving toward your goals. The more you practice taking responsibility for your life, the more empowered you will feel. You'll begin to see that every moment offers an opportunity to create positive change, and that your future is in your hands. Becoming the creator of your reality. Taking responsibility for your life is a powerful and transformative process. It requires self-awareness, accountability, and a willingness to let go of blame. But when you embrace this responsibility, you unlock the ability to shape your future in ways you never thought possible. You are the creator of your reality. Every choice you make, every action you take, and every response you choose sets a cause in motion that will shape your future. By taking ownership of your role as the creator of your life, you empower yourself to make intentional, positive choices that lead to the outcomes you desire. In the next chapter, we'll explore how the law of cause and effect can be used for personal transformation, from setting new goals to manifesting a life of purpose and fulfillment. Remember, the power to create the life you want is always within your reach. Chapter 9. Using cause and effect for personal transformation. Manifesting a life of purpose and success. At the heart of the law of cause and effect is a powerful promise. You can transform your life through intentional actions. This chapter is about tapping into that promise and using the law to bring about deep, lasting change. Whether you're looking to redefine your career, improve your relationships, enhance your well-being, or achieve personal growth, the key to transformation lies in the causes you set into motion. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, aligned actions that gradually shift the direction of your life. The exciting part is that, once you fully understand how the law of cause and effect operates, you can consciously create the causes that lead to the transformation you seek. This chapter will show you how to harness that power to manifest a life of purpose and success. The starting point: clarifying your vision. Before you can begin the process of personal transformation, you need to get clear on what you want to create. Transformation isn't just about change for the sake of change. It's about aligning your life with your deeper values, passions, and desires. To do this, you need a vision. Your vision is the picture of the life you want to create. It's a guide for the future, a destination you can work toward. Without a clear vision, you may find yourself taking actions that don't lead you in the direction you truly want to go. But once you're clear on your vision, every action you take can be aligned with that goal. Take a moment to reflect on the different areas of your life. What does success look like in your career? How do you want your relationships to feel? What level of health and well-being do you want to experience? What kind of person do you want to become? The answers to these questions will help you craft your vision. Be as specific as possible. The clearer your vision, the easier it will be to take the actions that lead you toward it. If your vision feels too big or overwhelming, remember that transformation is a process. You don't have to achieve everything at once. The key is to know where you're headed and start setting the causes in motion that will move you in that direction. Setting intentional causes. Once you have your vision, the next step is to start setting intentional causes that align with the life you want to create. Remember, the law of cause and effect is always at work, whether you're aware of it or not. Every action you take creates a cause that will lead to an effect. By becoming intentional about those actions, you can start creating the effects that match your vision. Let's say you have a vision of becoming healthier and more energized. The intentional causes you set in motion might include eating nutritious, whole foods, committing to a regular exercise routine, prioritizing sleep and self-care, surrounding yourself with people who support your health goals. None of these actions on their own will transform your life overnight. But when done consistently, they create a ripple effect. Over time, these small, intentional causes will lead to a healthier, more energized version of yourself. The same principle applies to every area of life. Whether it's building a successful career, improving your relationships, or achieving personal growth, the causes you set in motion today will shape the reality you experience tomorrow. The key is to make sure those causes are aligned with your vision. Breaking free from old patterns. Personal transformation often requires breaking free from old patterns that no longer serve you. These patterns may be deeply ingrained habits, beliefs, or ways of thinking that have been holding you back. In order to create a new reality, you need to let go of the old causes that have been creating unwanted effects. Start by identifying the patterns that are keeping you stuck. Are there habits that are preventing you from reaching your goals? Maybe it's procrastination, self-doubt, or negative self-talk. Whatever it is, recognize that these old causes have been contributing to the effects you've been experiencing. Breaking free from these patterns doesn't happen overnight, but the process begins with awareness. Once you're aware of the patterns, you can start replacing them with new, more empowering causes. For example, if procrastination has been a pattern, commit to setting small, manageable goals each day and taking action on them. If negative self-talk has been holding you back, start practicing positive affirmations and focusing on your strengths. These new causes will gradually shift your mindset and behavior, leading to different, more positive effects. Consistency is key. Transformation doesn't happen through one grand gesture or a single life-changing event. It happens through small, consistent actions repeated over time. This is where many people get discouraged. They expect immediate results, and when they don't see them, they give up. But the law of cause and effect reminds us that every small action adds up. Even if you don't see the results right away, trust that the causes you're setting in motion are working behind the scenes. It's like planting seeds. You don't see the plant grow the moment you plant the seed, but with time, patience, and consistent care, the seed grows into something beautiful. The same is true for your personal transformation. Every day, with every action you take, you're moving closer to your vision. The key is to stay consistent, even when the effects aren't immediately visible. Embracing the process. Personal transformation is a journey, not a destination. While you may have specific goals or outcomes in mind, it's important to recognize that transformation is an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, your vision may shift, your goals may change, and new opportunities for growth will present themselves. This is one of the most powerful aspects of the law of cause and effect. You are always creating. As long as you're setting intentional causes in motion, you are constantly shaping and reshaping your reality. There is no final destination, no point at which you arrive. Instead, there's a continuous process of growth, learning, and becoming. By embracing the process, you allow yourself to enjoy the journey, rather than focusing solely on the end result. This mindset shift can make a huge difference in your experience of personal transformation. Rather than feeling frustrated by the time it takes to see results, you can appreciate each step along the way as part of your growth. Manifesting success through alignment. One of the most powerful ways to manifest success is through alignment. Alignment means that your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and intentions are all in harmony with your vision. When you're in alignment, the causes you set in motion are fully aligned with the outcomes you want to create, and the effects come more easily. Think of alignment as getting into the flow of life. When you're aligned with your vision, you don't have to force or struggle to make things happen. Instead, you take inspired action, trust the process, and allow the effects to unfold naturally. To create alignment in your life, start by checking in with yourself regularly. Are your actions aligned with your goals? Are your beliefs supporting your vision? If you find any areas where you're out of alignment, make adjustments. The more aligned you are, the more effortlessly success will manifest in your life. Trusting in the power of the law. The law of cause and effect is always working, whether you believe in it or not. This universal law is constantly shaping your reality based on the causes you set in motion. The more you trust in its power, the more you can harness it to create the life you desire. Trusting in the law of cause and effect means letting go of the need to control every outcome. It means recognizing that you are the creator of your reality, but also accepting that some things are beyond your control. When you trust in the law, you can take action with confidence, knowing that your efforts will create the effects you're aiming for. This trust is what allows you to stay consistent, even when the results aren't immediately visible. It's what keeps you focused on your vision, even when challenges arise. And it's what empowers you to keep moving forward, knowing that every action you take brings you closer to the transformation you seek. Becoming the architect of your life. Personal transformation isn't something that happens to you, it's something you create. The law of cause and effect gives you the power to become the architect of your life, shaping your reality through intentional, aligned actions. Every day, with every choice you make, you have the opportunity to move closer to the life you want to live. By clarifying your vision, setting intentional causes, breaking free from old patterns, and staying consistent in your efforts, you can manifest a life of purpose and success. Transformation is within your reach, and the law of cause and effect is your guide. In the next and final chapter, we'll bring together all the lessons from this book and explore how you can continue applying the law of cause and effect to create lasting success and fulfillment in every area of your life. Chapter 10: Creating Lasting Change, Continuing Your Journey with Cause and Effect. Throughout this book, we've explored how the law of cause and effect influences every aspect of your life, from your relationships and career to your personal growth and well-being. You now understand that every action, every thought, every choice you make sets off a ripple effect, and that you hold the power to shape your reality through those choices. As we come to the final chapter, it's time to bring everything together. The lessons you've learned aren't just ideas to ponder, they're tools you can use to create lasting change in your life. The journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's just beginning. You now have the knowledge and understanding to consciously and consistently apply the law of cause and effect to build the life you desire. The continuous nature of growth. Personal transformation, success, and fulfillment aren't destinations you reach once and for all. They're part of a continuous, evolving process. Just as the law of cause and effect is always in motion, so too is your journey of growth and self-improvement. There will always be new challenges, new opportunities, and new goals on the horizon. And that's a good thing. It means you're alive, learning, and evolving. What's important is that you stay committed to the process. The progress you've made so far is only the beginning, and every day offers a new opportunity to set causes in motion that will lead to the effects you want. Consistency is key. The small actions you take today will create the future you experience tomorrow, next year, and beyond. Integrating the law of cause and effect into everyday life. To create lasting change, the law of cause and effect must become part of your everyday thinking and decision-making process. It's not just a concept to use in major life decisions, it's a principle to live by, moment to moment. Here are some ways to integrate this law into your daily life. 1. Practice mindful awareness. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to use the law of cause and effect is through mindful awareness. Before taking action, pause and reflect on the potential outcomes of your choice. Ask yourself, what effect will this action have? Is it aligned with my goals and values? This small habit can have a big impact on the quality of your decisions and the direction your life takes. 2. Set daily intentions. Each day, take a moment to set an intention for how you want to show up in the world. What kind of energy do you want to bring into your interactions? What small actions can you take today to move closer to your goals? Setting daily intentions aligns your actions with the outcomes you desire and helps you stay focused on your bigger vision. 3. Reflect and adjust. At the end of each day or week, reflect on the actions you've taken and the effects you're experiencing. Are they aligned with your goals? If not, what adjustments can you make? This habit of regular reflection helps you stay on track and ensures that the causes you're setting in motion are leading to the effects you want. 4. Stay open to learning. The journey of personal growth and transformation is ongoing. Be open to learning from your experiences, both positive and negative. Every effect you experience is feedback from the universe, showing you the results of the causes you've set in motion. If something isn't working, don't be discouraged. Use it as an opportunity to learn, adjust, and grow. By making these practices part of your daily routine, you can ensure that the law of cause and effect is always working in your favor, helping you create the life you want. Overcoming challenges and obstacles. No matter how intentional you are, life will always present challenges. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when unexpected obstacles arise, or when you feel like your efforts aren't paying off. During these moments, it's easy to feel frustrated or discouraged. But remember this: every challenge is an opportunity for growth. The law of cause and effect doesn't promise that life will be without difficulties. It promises that your response to those difficulties will shape the outcome. When you face challenges with resilience, patience, and a willingness to learn, you set in motion the causes that will eventually lead to success. Instead of viewing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as stepping stones on your path. Each challenge is a test of your commitment to your vision, and how you respond will determine the ultimate outcome. By staying focused on your goals and continuing to take positive action, you can turn setbacks into stepping stones for growth and success. The importance of patience and trust. One of the most important lessons from the law of cause and effect is the importance of patience. We live in a world that often values instant gratification, but real, lasting change takes time. The effects of your actions may not always be immediately visible, but that doesn't mean they aren't unfolding behind the scenes. Trust in the process. Trust that every positive action you take, no matter how small, is contributing to the bigger picture of your life. It may take weeks, months, or even years to see the full effects of your efforts, but if you stay consistent and committed, the results will come. Patience is about more than just waiting. It's about having faith in the power of the causes you're setting in motion. It's about trusting that, even when the results aren't visible, you are moving closer to your vision with every action you take. Embracing the future with confidence. The future is yours to create. The law of cause and effect gives you the power to shape that future through the choices you make today. As you move forward, embrace the journey with confidence, knowing that you have the tools and understanding to create the life you desire. There will be moments of doubt, moments when the path forward seems unclear. But in those moments, remember the power you hold. Remember that every action, every thought, every choice is a cause that will eventually lead to an effect. The future is not something that happens to you, it's something you create step by step, through your intentional actions. You are not at the mercy of external forces or random chance. You are the architect of your life, and with the law of cause and effect as your guide, you can build a future filled with purpose, success, and fulfillment. The journey ahead. As you come to the end of this book, take a moment to reflect on all that you've learned. The law of cause and effect is a powerful, universal principle that offers you the ability to shape your reality through intentional action. It's a reminder that every decision, every thought, and every effort you make sets in motion a series of events that will determine your future. You've explored how this law operates in every area of life: relationships, career, personal growth, and beyond. And now you have the knowledge and tools to continue applying it, not just today but for the rest of your life. Your journey is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. The beauty of the law of cause and effect is that it's always working, always offering you new opportunities to create the life you want. Each day is a new chance to set positive causes in motion, and each action you take brings you one step closer to the future you envision. As you move forward, remember this: you are the creator of your reality. The power to transform your life lies in your hands. Embrace it, trust it, and use it to build the life you've always dreamed of. Conclusion: the journey of creation. Embracing your power. As you've journeyed through this book, you've discovered the profound truth that you are the creator of your reality. The law of cause and effect has been quietly at work in your life all along, shaping your experiences, relationships, career, and personal growth. The power of this universal law lies in its simplicity. Every action, thought, and choice you make sets in motion a ripple of effects, both seen and unseen. And now you understand that those ripples are within your control. The journey of creation isn't about grand gestures or monumental decisions. It's about the small, consistent, intentional actions you take every day. It's about aligning your choices with the life you want to create, and trusting that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your vision. This is the essence of empowerment. Knowing that you have the ability to shape your destiny through your thoughts, words, and actions. Embracing your role as the creator. Taking control of your life means stepping into your role as the creator of your destiny. No longer are you at the mercy of external circumstances or random chance. Instead, you hold the power to direct the course of your life through mindful, intentional action. This isn't about controlling every outcome. It's about recognizing that you have influence over the causes you set in motion and trusting that the effects will align with your highest good. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life is something that happens to you, but the truth is far more empowering. Life is something you create. Every moment presents you with a choice, an opportunity to set a new cause into motion, to redirect the course of your future, and to shape your reality according to your deepest desires. The power of mindful action. The key to harnessing the law of cause and effect lies in mindfulness. It's not just about taking action for the sake of action. It's about taking mindful, intentional steps toward your goals. Mindfulness helps you stay present, aware, and aligned with the life you want to create. It allows you to make conscious decisions that are in harmony with your values and vision. By practicing mindfulness, you become aware of the ripple effect of your actions. You begin to see how even the smallest choices can lead to big results, how every word spoken or unspoken carries energy, and how every intention you set shapes your future. Mindful action means pausing before you act, reflecting on the potential outcomes, and choosing the path that leads to the effect you truly want. Trusting the process of creation. As you move forward on this journey of creation, remember that transformation takes time. The effects of your actions may not always be immediately visible, but they are unfolding, quietly shaping your future. Trust in the process. Trust that the causes you set in motion today will lead to the life you envision tomorrow. There will be challenges along the way, moments when it feels like your efforts aren't making a difference. But those moments are part of the journey. Each challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and adjust your course. As long as you stay committed to taking mindful, intentional action, the effects will follow in time. Patience and trust are essential parts of the creative process. Stepping into your power. The journey of creation is ongoing. There is no final destination, no point at which you've arrived. Instead, life is a continuous process of becoming. Each day offers you new opportunities to create, to set new causes in motion, and to shape your reality in new and exciting ways. As you step into your power as the creator of your life, embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. You are capable of achieving your goals, fulfilling your potential, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. The power of the law of cause and effect is yours to wield, and with it, you can design a future that reflects your deepest values and desires. A final call to action. Your journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning. Armed with the knowledge of the law of cause and effect, you are now equipped to take control of your destiny. You have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of, one intentional action at a time. As you move forward, keep these truths close. You are the creator of your reality. Every action you take sets a cause in motion. Mindful, intentional actions lead to powerful effects. Your future is shaped by the choices you make today. Take a moment now to reflect on the vision you hold for your life. What actions can you take today to move closer to that vision? What causes can you set in motion to create the effects you desire? The journey of creation is yours to embrace, and the possibilities are limitless. You have the power. Now go create the life you've always imagined.